In order for students with disabilities, like all regular education students, it is of critical importance that they have an adequate foundation and as strong a basis as possible in order to move from the school-age program into adult programs, services, interactions with their community in a manner that is most effective. In order to accomplish this, participation in general education curriculum, experiencing what their non-disabled students experience, is a key component of the time they spend in the educational program. You will be participating in this effective practices for the general education classroom, and hopefully you will come out with a clear sense of the resources, materials, and skills that will be needed to assist you in your experiences in educating students with disabilities. Effective practices for teaching are the same for everyone. Whether you are talking about a parent who is potty training her child at 2 years old, or whether you're talking about an adult who is in a master's level program or above, the key principles of effective education are what are the basis of what will help you in supporting students with disabilities to be effective in the regular education classroom. Establishing first and foremost where the student's instructional level is. Looking at implementing effective teaching practices. It's critical to keep in mind that you must progress monitor. If you continue to do the same thing for a student and the student is not making progress, that is not effective and it is a practice that needs to be changed. It is critical that as you monitor how the student is moving forward, if the current strategies are not working, then we need to alter. We need to change the interventions and we need to adjust what we are doing as educators for the child in order to hopefully monitor and demonstrate with new interventions that the student will in fact be able to make progress. In addition to providing effective practices for students with disabilities, it is critical that you participate, review, and be aware of the student's IEP. The Individualized Educational Program is the foundation for the types of strategies that will be effective for that individual child. This course that you will be participating in will be reviewing the development of the IEP, key components of the IEP, and it is important that you as a teacher who will be teaching that child be aware of the key components that that student will need in order to participate and be successful in your classroom. One of the most important things to remember is that students with disabilities are, like all other students in your classroom, individuals who at the bottom core are going to be leaving school and entering, hopefully, a community with resources that will support them to be successful, productive, and contributing members of their community and the community at large. The reality is, one of the core principles of developing an IEP is that we transition students with disabilities seamlessly and effectively into the adult services and the adult community. In order to successfully do that, we have to consider what does that community look like. The reality is, across the board, both from the federal level and the state level, segregated settings are ceasing to exist. So teaching a child in isolation is not realistically preparing that child to transition into a community where segregated settings are no longer supported and available. For this reason, your role and involvement as a general education teacher is a key component. Just as you are preparing all of your students to leave your class and hopefully go on to be successful members of their adult communities and be able to interact with adult services, it is the same principle that we are applying and asking for your support in assisting those students with disabilities to be able to enter and participate into an adult community as it exists and as it will exist as they exit the school-age program. Keeping students isolated or segregated will not prepare them for what they will encounter as an adult when they leave school-age programs. And therefore, the role of the general education teacher becomes more and more critical in providing the types of education and experiences that a student will need to prepare them to successfully transition into the adult world. On behalf of the Bureau of Special Education, I thank you for your participation in this course. I know that there are many, many challenges that confront all teachers in working in our current educational system. And I commend you for the time, effort that you bring, and also the compassion that you bring to the work that you do. And for that, in order to assist general education teachers and all teachers, there are a number of resources that will be reviewed for you in this course. We are attempting to make them available as widespread as possible. The Standards Aligned System portal, which they will discuss with you in this course, will provide numerous resources electronically that you will be able to download and utilize. So again, on behalf of the Bureau of Special Education, I thank you for your participation in the course, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.